Always knew that I'll be in the business of writing on some levels. I thought initially it would be in sports journalism. I thought that I would be an anchor on ESPN, and I thought that that would segue into a career writing movies. And I knew at some point in my life I would be doing it. And I remember growing up, I really didn't have the self confidence. I was often targeted by bullies because I was so quiet and shy. But I've always was a dreamer, and I always felt that dreams could come true for me, and I just had to walk the path. And the seed was planted as far as confidence and my ability level as a writer was when I was in second grade. The first time I read my report card, she said I write excellent stories. And I'm like, wow. Even at that age, I remember just yesterday the pride I felt reading that. I had all this low self-esteem issues going on, and I had a teacher acknowledge me. And I think teachers are the most precious gift out there. They really are, because they can change how we think as students, and they can really, really impact our lives in a positive way. I remember when Nickelodeon first kicked off, and I used to watch the show called You Can't Do That on television, and Today's Special, and Live Wire. I remember watching that, going great. And I looked at it, I was like, I can do that. I can do that. I just felt it. I said, I can do that. I feel the writing style. I can do this thing. I really can. And as a 10-year-old, I'm thinking on those levels. I thought it was the most fascinating thing. It's the most fascinating thing in the world, watching them do that stuff every week in, week out. And I said, I can do that. I think that experience of going airborne was, God just saying, Cedric, look, you spoke to me. I'm hearing you and answering you in a way that you didn't expect. But this time, I am going to let you be the judge, the juror, and the executioner of your pain. You're going to take control of this. And you don't need the clicks. You don't need the in crowd. Because when you're up there, 3,000 feet up, nobody cares. Anybody can care less who you know or who you be with. Nobody even care. You got to execute. You got to perform, and you got to not get anybody killed. That's all anybody cares about. And God's saying, I'm going to let you prove you to yourself. So you have no doubt whatsoever I put you there in the first place. And it's not you doing this. It's not about you. One of my most memorable moments, I think, I have a picture of some kids. I took a picture of them when I was in Somalia, and they looked at us as heroes. And you're in your uniform. I'm just a country boy. I'm in Somalia. I'm tired, stink, hungry, beat up from being in the back of that truck, pulling security all day, and scared. And then you get to these villages and stuff, they're looking at you like you're heroes, man. And it was just the most awesome feel just to be revered like that. And they respected you on that level where they want to know more about you. They're so curious, me being African American, and you get in these cute little arguments with them. They'll look at you and be like, you Somali. I said, no, I'm African American. No, you Somali. But that was one of the funniest experiences ever. But I look at those pictures of, of course I can't remember all of them, but those pictures, or that one picture, was a good example of the typical kid. And they're no different from the kids that's in the States. They got dreams and they want good for their families and everything. And I often wonder what happened to them. And I hope if they ever watch this video, I hope they understand that the impact they left on me is far greater than maybe the impact I think I left on them, because it taught me about being grateful for every drop of anything good in this life, because those people suffer out there, man, and it's unbelievable. And the, I mean, you go in these villages, you're seeing like bullet holes everywhere. I can imagine growing up as a child in that area, and under those circumstances with the pirates and stuff, robbing, what do they call it, humanitarian efforts. And when I see those kids and stuff, I wonder what became of them. And it taught me about what power is about, and power is a responsibility. It really is. And you know, it's handed to you for a reason. And when you're given power, it's about serving. And that's what that experience taught me. And granted, you know, I look at the picture and I just smile, because I remember how I felt when they just come up to you, run to you, and you like rock stars to them. And I'm like, I'm just a kid from South Carolina. So that was the coolest thing I remember. Torrential Waters is a story about a young man who inherited a special gift. Through some unlikely circumstances, he finds himself kind of in the public eye. This story started when I was maybe a junior in high school. It started off as a play, and not knowing really what I'm doing as far as formatting and all that, but I had the core of the story back then. Back then, it dealt with racism and a lot of other injustices and stuff, because that's what I was around, South Carolina, you see things. But as I grew as a man, and there's other aspects of the story, like the spiritual aspects of it, and the coming of age aspects of it, I saw the world differently. It deals with bullying, peer pressure, relationships that young, virtuous man, because there's a lot of virtuous men, young men out there that have been taught to do the right thing when it comes to relationships. And I tell that side of it, what young men who are trying to be virtuous, and I interview guys with us, this is what they're saying. Same things I've experienced. This is real stuff. And I combine all those elements in the story. And it's a hard-hitting tale. It has some funny moments in it. And I'm just gonna be real with you. When I tell the story, I am gonna be in your head. I'm gonna tell you. I am going to tell you what you're thinking already as you're reading. That's how I wrote that story. And I relish in that challenge. I challenge you, just like it challenged me, because this thing will open you up. There's times I've been in tears writing this stuff, man. This stuff will open you up. There are things in this story that I didn't know I was going to write, because stuff started coming out of me, my own pain, my own anguish. But when they teach you in acting, that's what they tell you to draw from. And I'm part actor, and that's what I was taught. In a way that you will enjoy the story, and you're captivated by this character called Vance Waters. You're captivated by Baron and Denver. You're captivated by these characters. These are characters you will just get hooked into. I hook you in, and you never let go.